Hello, my name is Joshua Tomsick, and today I will be covering your part 1 of your Mac-based operating system. Today we are going to be covering your desktop, what essentially you are looking at when you start your computer up. Now, when you start your computer up, you're going to come to this page right here. This is your desktop, which consists of your background here. And right now for my background I have a wave image. It looks like a wave is forming. Down below here, I have my dock, which consists of icons, quick launch icons, that allow you to go to an application really quickly by just clicking on the actual icon itself. So, example, if I wanted to bring up Safari, I can go down to my compass here, mouse over top of it. It will tell you exactly what it is, and you click on it one time, and it will open up a new Safari window. Now, I'm going to close out of this Safari window with this red X here, and I can go right back into it by simply clicking on it again. That is what your dock is used for. It's a quick launch set of buttons that it stores at the bottom of your page for ease of use. Now you can look here at the top, and at the top here you have a bar that gives you a lot of information. And this is kind of where I will start. I will start here at the top right hand corner, and I'll work my way from right to left, and then I'll kind of go down into the details of your dock. And then we will cover a different portion of your machine in part 2. Okay, so the first thing that you have available to you at the top right hand corner is your notification menu. This is your notification or your news of everything that's going on in your computer. So I have my computer synced up to many different accounts. I have it synced up to my Twitter account, my Facebook account, my personal email, my calendar, my iPhone, all of that nature. So I'm going to get a lot of notifications when any one of those applications tends to do something. For instance, I have my iPhone synced up, and so anytime I miss a call, I get that. I have it syncs up my notifications for my mail, as well as my Twitter account, my Facebook, and as well as the server and iTunes that I have set up. And you can access that by simply clicking on your notification center button in the top right hand corner. Now a little bit more about that notification center. I really encourage you to set up any personal information that you have available to you, such as like an iPhone or a Facebook or a Twitter account. For me, I really like to have all these notifications all in one particular place, and it really kind of helps me out, especially working out of a home office, to kind of have a little bit of sociability. Now, moving on from that, we have a magnifying glass, which you can click on, and it is going to bring up your spotlight. Now, as you can see here, Spotlight is just another term for like a finder in your Windows operating system. And so for us, what we are going to do here is type SAF for Safari, and it's going to bring up everything that I have that has SAF in the name, whether it be a folder, a document, or an application. And then you're going to be able to click on whatever you would like, what you are looking for. Now, beside that is your date and time, which today is Tuesday, January 7th, 2014 if I click on it, or you can have the abbreviated version of Tuesday, 12:47 p.m. Now to the left of that is going to be your volume button. That is going to allow you to change your volume up and down by moving the cursor up and or down. Beside that is a very important icon. This is going to be your Wi-Fi connection. Now, because we're using a MacBook Air, you do not have an actual Ethernet port, so we have to connect via Wi-Fi. And so you're going to use this quite a bit. If you leave your computer at home, you'll have to do it one time, or if you take your computer out and about to different locations, this is how you will connect to different Wi-Fi networks. So if you click on this little broadcast here, you're going to be able to see all of the Wi-Fi networks that are in your range. Right now I have mine selected and I connected to it. It's pretty much the same as that you've used in the past, except for now the notification button is up here in the top compared to the bottom right. Moving on from that is your Bluetooth. I keep my Bluetooth on because I have my mouse and my keyboard hooked up to it. And beside that is your time machine, which we do not have configured. And to the left of that are some of the applications that I currently have running in the background. Now to cover the left-hand side of kind of some of the other options that you have available to you. If you click on the Apple button itself, this is going to give you kind of some of the general functions that you would do with your computer, such as sleep, restart, shut down, or log out. This is where you're going to find these functions. I know that I have a lot of users ask when they initially start this up, how do I shut it down? And so that's a big one, is to be able to go to your Apple logo here and go then to shut down or restart. So it's pretty much almost the same as going into your little Windows logo, except for it's on the top left compared to the bottom left. Now, the options that you have available to you to the right of this menu are going to be your options of whatever application that you are open in at that current moment. So right now we're in the desktop. We don't have anything open. We are completely not having an application running. And so it is looking right now at the desktop, which it defaults to its Finder. So anytime that you have Finder open up here, it's defaulting to no application, whether you have it running or not. You do not have an application selected. And it gives you the options of what you have available for your Finder itself. Now, if I open up Safari, as you can see, it changes to whatever current application I'm in. And so Safari then becomes your point at the top, and it gives you whatever options that you have available for that application. So if I wanted to go to history, bookmarks, windows, so on and so forth, I could do that. But now watch this. If I click on the background, I do not have Safari selected. I have my desktop selected. So it's going to default back to your original desktop options, which is your Finder, and it gives you what options you have available for your Finder. But if I click on Safari, it's going to give me the Safari options. So normally these options are usually in the top left-hand corner of your screen here in a Windows environment. But now they will always be stuck here at the top left, and so they will not be on your window. Your window navigation does change a little bit, which we will get into here in a moment. And so I just want to make sure that's evident that any current application that you have open, your options are always going to be in this bar up at the top left, not in the window itself. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of Safari. Now the next thing that I'm going to cover is your dock. Now the dock is simply, just like I stated before, an avenue of where we can put icons for applications that they are easily launched. And so just like Safari, we'll try it one more, click on it again, and it's going to open right up. Now I'm going to quit Safari. Now your dock. You can customize the dock as much as you want, which does not hinder any of the applications that are installed on this machine. So let's say that I really did not want Safari on my dock, or let's say Notes. If I did not want Notes on my dock, I can simply click Notes and drag it up above the dock till you see a cloud of smoke or a puff of smoke or whatever you'd like to call it, and then you let go. Now your Notes is no longer there available to your dock. But don't be afraid, you did not delete that application. That application is still very much installed on your machine, but it's not a quick launch icon down here on your dock anymore. Now, that leads me into, well, where are my applications stored and where do I find them? And so if I go here to the left-hand side and I want to open up my Finder window, so if I click the little smiley face, it'll bring up a window to where you can see everything that you have installed or everything that you have on your machine. Here on the left-hand side, you can tell that you're in my profile because we have applications, desktop, documents, downloads, movies, music, pictures, and I do have a Google Drive. Now, if you would like to find any application that is installed on your machine, you can click the Applications folder. Now, this is where you see all of the applications that are currently on this machine. And so if I wanted to add notes back to my dock, instead of having to go to the Finder, go to Applications, I want to just be able to select it right here from this dock. So I'm just going to click and drag Notes down to the dock and put it in between one of these icons and drop it in there. Now you can see the notes icon is there, and it's going to allow me to bring up the Notes application in a very easy manner. And so let's say that I once again wanted to delete Notes. I can click and drag it and then let it go, and it will poof out of your dock. Now, if I were to drag Notes over from the applications folder to the recycle bin, that is how you would be able to delete the actual Notes application. So now that you know how to customize your your dock here at the bottom, we are going to go over the one last thing that I wanted to cover, which is kind of the navigation of the dock itself. And so if I have my Safari open here at the top, we'll go over on how to navigate windows and all of that nature. But for right now, I just want to show you, if I minimize my application down, there's a line split in the dock. Now this line is essentially any applications that are currently running at the moment and that are minimized. And then on the left hand side are any of the applications that we have set to the quick launch icons. And so I just wanted to make sure and show you that before I end this tutorial. Now, what we are going to cover next is we are going to be covering the navigation of how to navigate through Windows in a Mac operating system. So that will be part 2. I thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.